Hello and welcome to another devotional from New Life Community Church of the Nazarene. I hope that you're gaining strength and encouragement from these daily devotionals. Once again, I'm going to be reflecting on the book by Bear Grylls called Soul Fuel, and I'm looking at page 101 and 102, and the title of this reflection is "This is Not the End." This is not the end. And I'm going to read the passage that he refers to before I get started. It's from Revelation 21, verses 1 to 7. He only uses verses 3 and 4, but it's always nice to have a little more context. So, Revelation 21, verse 1 to 7. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will be with them as their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain any more, for the former things have passed away." Wow, is that good news or what? Verse 5, "And he who was seated on the throne said, 'Behold, I am making all things new.' Also he said, 'Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true.' And he said to me, 'It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will give from the spring of the water of life without payment. The one who conquers will have this heritage, and I will be his God, and he will be my son." Wow, that is tremendously hopeful and encouraging. And so the reflection again is entitled, "This is not the end." And Bear Grylls says this: "I heard a story once about a 1-year-old boy who fell down a flight of stairs, shattering his back in the process. He spent his entire childhood and his teenage years in and out of the hospital. To many people, his story was one of heartbreaking tragedy. But when he was interviewed one day, the boy said something that stunned people. Quote, 'God is fair,' unquote, he said. 'How old are you?' asked the man who was interviewing him. 17. "And how many years have you spent in the hospital?" 13. "Do you think that is fair?" said the interviewer. The boy paused and smiled. Quote, "God has got all of eternity to make it up to me," unquote. This brave young man saw beyond his current suffering. Suffering is not a part of God's original created order. There was no suffering when the world began, and there will be no suffering when God creates a new heaven and a new earth. Revelation 21, 3-4, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." Understanding this gives us the most amazing perspective on our life and any hardships that we encounter today. Understanding where we're going helps us persevere when times are tough. This is not the end. So hold tight, and all will be renewed. Trust in the long game. Bear's words are really encouraging and inspirational, as is the story of this young man who was able to see more clearly than many adults that God indeed is fair, and that this life is not our home, and it's just a preparation for eternity. And God is going to give us every good gift and every good thing for all of eternity. So, as Paul said in another passage, Whatever we suffer here and now is as nothing compared to what is yet to be revealed. Remember, there is a new heaven and there is a new earth. The first heaven and the first earth are going to pass away. The sea will be no more, and the sea doesn't mean water, doesn't mean ocean. In the imagery of Revelation and in the imagery of the apocalyptic writing, the sea means chaos. It means confusion. It means disorder. It means disarray. Everything that is broken will be done away with. And we will be living with our God. And He will wipe away every tear. He will conquer death once and for all. We will live with Him for eternity. No more mourning, no more crying, no more pain. Everything in this world will be done away with. All the bad, all the evil, all the pain. And the ones who conquer will have this heritage. I will be his God, and she will be my sons and daughters. That is good news. Keep your eyes on the long game. This is not the end. God is in control, and He has a bright hope and a bright future in store for you. Remember that and allow it to pull you through today. God bless you today and every day.